Just saying. And they tried
But
to
I get
do.
what you're saying. Yeah.
They tried to do superheroes.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the superhero one
movie?
they did?
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know why that hasn't become a bigger thing.
Parodies?
So it seems like the superhero movie thing should have spawned an ongoing series like the scary movies did.
Yeah.
Right? Especially since there's so many more comic book movies out now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It seems like there should be a bunch of parodies. And there's not. There's no satire.
I think I know why. Because there's no long-term profit in it.
Is it that, or is it too big of a risk?
Both.
You think so? Because I heard somebody laid out that the YouTube channel I watch about the how Hollywood works inside Hollywood stuff that I was telling you about a couple of times ago.
Yeah.
One of the people they interviewed made a pretty compelling case to me about why we don't get middle movies anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That if you do a $1 million independent movie, you might lose $1 million on it, or you can make 20 because it kind of took off a little.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no risk there. Or you can spend $350 million on a movie.
AAA movie, yeah.
And you're pretty much guaranteed to make your investment back.
Yeah.
But you can't make a $20 movie anymore. Because if you make a $20 million movie, if it doesn't do good,
you're out a lot.
You've lost $20 million. Bless you. Bless you.
Oh, I think I got one more.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Bless you. You owe me a life debt now. I saved your soul.
A life debt. Shot back in.
But with a $20 million movie, it either doesn't do well and you're out almost $20 million, or it does all right and you've made $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to get, like, most $20 million movies don't make $200 million. Like,
No,
the investment isn't, the amount of money that you get back out of it is not worth it. Because a $20 million, like a $1 million independent movie,
mm-hmm.
I don't really have to do any media for it. I don't really have to pay any of the actors anything on the back end.
Yeah, you just take it to a film festival and it kind of promotes itself.
Right. And either it's good enough that it promotes itself, or it goes to the film festival circuit, and it kind of sort of makes its money back.
Yeah.
But for a $20 million movie, I have to have somebody that's big name, because I have to promote this nationwide at least.
Yeah.
So I have to get somebody like Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And they're going to want stuff on the back end now, because the Marvel stuff and the big stuff has all started doing that.
Yeah.
So they're going to want stuff on the back end, which is going to take away from my profits.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do a serious media campaign, because I have to get the word out, which costs another $20 million. So now I need to make now I need to make $60 million on this $20 million movie
to make money from it.
To make any money on it.
It's rule of thumb, whatever your budget for your movie is, usually is about your budget for your advertisement.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Right. And plus you have the big name in it, who is another $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we don't get middle of the road movies anymore. That's why we don't get
I think a little bit
Indiana Jones.
I think a little bit of it too is that low budget indie movies have a lot of character.
They can have, yeah.
Yeah, they can. But I'm saying the good ones. They have character, they have heart, and they're more down to earth, relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers, big AAA movies have spectacle. They have awe and like, oh, this is popcorn. Middle of the road movies kind of have they either lack both or they're too much of a balance. And I think people have a certain standard too now. They want it to either be very impactful and relatable or Transformers blow stuff up.
I'm 100% sure that that's a part of it too.
Yeah.
Because the middle of the road kind of has to have story
It does.
or character. And both of those are kind of hard to get.
Yeah.
Whereas the $1 million movie is a passion project. So everybody involved with it is going to be passionate about it. And that passion leaks through the camera and onto the screen. Whether it's they're passionate about how much they hate it or they're passionate about how much they love it.
Clerks is a good example of that, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, how they have the, like, you know the reason why they had the shutters closed?
Oh, because it was filmed, like,
At nighttime.
at night or whatever.
It was filmed at nighttime, so the shutters closed, and that's why it was always darker in there. Because that was an actual convenience store that he
Right.
worked at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they filmed it after close, didn't they, every night?
The milkmaid ladies, his mom, Kevin Smith's mom, all his friends. That's just his friends.
Yeah.
But it just worked so well because everybody's like, I want you to do the best job you can.